Now this weekend it's the Japanese Grand Prix, but what if it was taking place at Fuji instead of Suzuka? So we're going to find out. I think this should be a lot of fun. I love this circuit, and we're going to jump straight to the action. So leave a like if you're going to enjoy. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. And let's get this show on the road. We're spinning off the line as tyres are absolutely stone cold. I've got the tyre blanket switched off, so that we have a bit less grip at the start because the AI can be a bit slow in Assetto Corsa. This does it through turn 1. We're going to move the brake bias forward slightly as we head down to turn 3. Just being a bit respectful here on this first lap of the AI. We know what they're like on Assetto. Until we have some tyre temp, I can't really commit too much, so I'm going to be quite respectful. Up the inside of the Alfa Romeo here. Might get Lando in the McLaren as well. Side by side as we race downhill into this very unique, I'd say almost a hairpin, but it's actually a chicane. It's so tight. Very low speed as we bump into the back of the AlphaTauri there. Just trying to make sure we stay alive. And now into this very unique, I'd say final sector, final part of the lap. I don't think there's a sector like this in any, tier 1 race circuit in the world, where it's 3 consecutive almost off-cambered corners and it's constantly uphill, literally like you're climbing a mountain. Either way, lap 1 in the books and we're up to P11 already, so excellent start. Things are going to get harder as I am on maximum AI difficulty. We've got Lando closing in, also an Alfa Romeo behind. Could be 3 wide here. Into turn 1, we're going to be careful. There's a car on my right, I can see him in the mirrors. There we go, we've cleared him. As I was saying, the AI on this are pretty good. I've done some testing. They are maxed out on 100, but this version of Fuji, I believe, has been ported over from Assetto Corsa Competizione, which I believe is laser scanned, if not lidar scanned, but it's very accurate. So this is an actual, decent quality circuit. So you're going to see some proper racing here and some decent AI as they're correctly programmed. And I know for a fact once we get into the race, which is more or less about now, once lap 1's out of the way, the AI starts to behave properly and you're going to see some proper action. So here we are, getting to work as we look to get into the top 10 again past the AlphaTauri. Gonna get in front through there. Looking to maybe have a look at Fernando Alonso here, up the inside. Very tight, very tough. Mechanical grip, of course, not the best thing in these generation F1 cars due to how heavy and big they are. Let's try again though. In the slipstream of the Alpine. No DRS for us yet, we're gonna have to wait until next lap when it gets enabled. So Alonso pulls back ahead. Gonna try and have a look on the braking, but Fernando brakes late enough. He nicks a right front. I'm gonna try and sneak by as we can now use DRS. And there we go. Up into P9. This section I love. Best part. Flat out through here. Tyres are nice and warm. Carry the speed all the way around the outside and make the double overtake on Ocon. And also the McLaren there, I believe. Lovely stuff. Up next, another McLaren, and then after that, Mercedes. I love this circuit, it's good fun. I mean, F1 did race here in 07-08. 2-year contract, I believe it was, after Suzuka's contract didn't get renewed after the 2006 season. Then eventually Suzuka came back for 09. I think, anyway. Or it might have been 010. Or 2010, sorry, I can't quite remember now. I think that Suzuka was back in 2009. I remember Timo Glock crashing, I think. Either way, this was an excellent circuit. I loved it to bits. Fernando Alonso was the man who won the last race in 2008. And 2007 was a legendary race won by Lewis Hamilton. And the absolute downpour there was in this race that day. As we lose a bit of ground to the McLaren there on the pit straight. But definitely your thoughts, guys. Would you like to see F1 return here in the future as Lando gets a terrible exit? We're going to blast past easily. We've lost one of the drivers to a possible incident. As we now look to close in here on the Mercedes. This is Lewis Hamilton. Head up the inside. There we go. We've got the tyre temp so we can start to push. And now we're going to get a few laps in clean air as the next car. You can see down at the chicane there, 4 seconds up the road. We're going to get to experiment and see what this circuit is like in clean air with these new era F1 cars. This final sector is so challenging though, it's so unique. There's nothing like it. All uphill. You can barely see the corner to be fair, it's kind of blind, it's all off camber. Very, very unique. And obviously it doesn't really suit these cars, like I said, because of the weight and size, but it certainly has a place. And then you've got, you know, the big heavy brake zone into turn 1, and then some nice fast and flowing corners. You've got a bit of everything around here. That's the beauty of this circuit. Going to crank up the engine modes though as we move into the top 5. Let's try and chase down that podium as we're at half race distance. Oh dear. Careful, careful, careful. Oh, held my breath there for a second. Just pushing a little bit too much. Getting a little bit too confident. Got to be careful. This track does bite. It's a bit of an old-fashioned race circuit. I believe F1 also raced here in the 70s with James Hunt and all that, you know, from the film Rush. I don't know exactly the time frame or what years they raced here, and I don't know if it's the exact same layout as it is nowadays, but yeah, all I know is, you know, the modern kind of, you know, recent era, they raced in 07, 08, of course. And to be fair, they were both a couple of legendary races. Gap ahead, less than 3 seconds to George Russell, who's next up. Then we're chasing down our teammate and both of the Ferraris. Right then, here we go, behind George, looking to get by. This has been an excellent lap from us, very clean, and I would have let you guys maybe enjoy that vengeance sound just to appreciate what it's like here. We're currently 1.3 seconds up on our personal best, and we're now going to get DRS on George for the first time as we look to get by. Ahead of him is Checo, and then the Ferraris comfortably out front. Quite a way up the road to be fair, so the best we can aim for maybe is P3 in this race. We're very starting the straight compared to Russell anyway. We'll try and use a bit of engine mode now to try and close in. Mode push. Let's give it everything. Ooh, nicely done through there. Might even need the engine mode to be fair. Around the outside we go. And we close in on Checo as well. I love that corner so much, man. It's so unique. Let's try and get Perez as well. 2 for the price of 1. On our teammate. Down to the chicane we go. On the brakes. All very tight through here. We've got to leave space. I'm going to try and get the cut back. And that is an excellent move. Perez is still there though. There's contact as we get barged off. Perez runs wide. Going through. Trying to find the traction. Still side by side. Going to square off the exit. Come on, let's go. Red Bull versus Red Bull. DRS open. Checo using his DRS as well. We'll go mode push, giving it everything we've got, but the Red Bull's still pulling away. Fair play, Checo. Not playing nice. Love to see it. Oh, a bit of contact there though, as for some reason Checo got a bit of a poor exit. Side by side as we head to the fast stuff. Leaving space on the inside, but we get the job done. And now we're through. Up into P3 into the podium places. 2.5 laps to go. Gap ahead is over 10 seconds. Whoa! That's a big one. We'll try and catch, but I'm not too sure what we can do here. Final lap of the race. I can just see a car in the distance. We'll push flat out. Personal best from us on that lap into the 118s. Well, there we go, across the line, personal best. Into the high 17s, and we finish P3 on the podium. Happy days. And there we have it then, race done at Fuji for the Japanese Grand Prix. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Overall, really good fun. I probably will leave the last lap as my best lap with engine sound for you guys to enjoy. I also made the least amount of errors on that lap as well. Very challenging circuit, errors very easy to make. Either way guys, I'll leave the links down below for the car and the circuit, so go check those out. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Like I said in the intro, let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. Subscribe for more, as I'm on the road to 100,000 subs on my channel, guys, this year if possible. As always, a massive shout out and plug goes to the members for supporting the channel. And as always, check out the 2 videos on screen right now if you haven't seen them already. But guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.